Dude.
I'm here before Will. Oh,
Yep, you got in before. Well, there he is.
Hello, what's
dang,
up?
good lighting. I look like in a prison cell. All right.
Will
I
always
thought you
has
were
that good
calling from
lighting.
prison. Yeah, I just got this little
Ah, Zach,
spotlight.
Zach, my manager's here. Sorry, I cut you
What's up,
off.
Zach? No, you're good. How are you today, Olivia? Let's start with that. Just a simple
Great.
question.
I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm good, thank you. We
Just
just woke
started
up
my
here.
day.
Yeah, so what have you got up to today? What have you been up to?
We were working on a cover arrangement together. Practicing. I worked out.
That's awesome.
Kind of
Ooh, I love that.
What'd you do
Pilates.
for your
How,
workout?
yeah.
Oh, Pilates.
Ah,
I'm
fun.
at like the intermediate level now, so that's pretty exciting. My whole body was shaking, but it felt good.
That's
That's
good.
cool. With the
Yeah.
covers, how long does it take you to do those? Because I saw one the other day and it was so cool. I think it was the Olivia Rodrigo one.
Wait, what? Which one? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, did I? I was just asking, how long does it take to do a cover, like to put that together? Because they
Oh,
sound amazing.
oh, thank you. Probably weeks, maybe a week and a half, just because bounce back and forth with notes and stuff with
Yeah,
the team.
cool.
Yeah,
Love it. All
yeah.
right, let's start with a little introduction of who you are, and then we can go into Olivia Ruby before Boys World, and then obviously the amazing journey you've had so far.
Okay. Oh my God, why am I nervous today? I did this like I did.
No, it's so good.
Um, yeah, I'm Olivia. I sing. I write songs. I could play three instruments. I'm an optimist. I am a recording artist. I love plants. Yeah, that's about.
And
What?
as a recording artist, what do you do? Like, are you tell them a bit about like your job?
Um. Oh, sorry. I'm laughing. I don't know why I'm laughing. So with our job, as a recording artist, you get demos or you write some songs, and then you go in to a nice little thick booth, depending on the space that you're at. Usually, sometimes the coolest recording studio I was at was like one where it was super bohemian and indie, and it was so spiritual, and it was just one like booth in the whole entire building, and that was just a fun experience. And the whole studio had like this rug and this one mic, and like it was warm. It was like a little hug in there. It was so fun. But yeah, some
That sounds awesome.
and
Did it
then
have the throws up?
huh?
Did it have the throws up in the back?
The what?
Do you know what
Wait,
those are?
I don't know what that is.
It's like I think it's similar to what you were saying. It's like that those spiritual like those big rugs that they put
oh
across in the back of the studio. It's like
no,
tie dye and stuff.
a tapestry?
No, like tie dye. The sort of
No,
tie dye look. Do you have
no.
those? Oh, cool. You have to get yourself a studio like that. It's so cool.
But
I,
yeah,
I want to add I want to add one behind me here, so maybe that can be a little
I like
update.
about, but I don't know what it is. Ooh,
So before
it is.
Boys World,
Oh my
what
God.
can you tell us a bit about Olivia Ruby before? Like,
Uh,
what type of person were you at school? What were you doing?
that's funny. School, hold on, sorry. I'm just, okay. Um, so before Boys World, I went to middle school until eighth grade. The middle of eighth grade, I was homeschooled because we moved and my mom didn't like the schools. So that gave me more time to learn my instruments. And then ultimately with my like free time, I took care of the kids. So my mom didn't have to get like a babysitter. And also my grandma was there, but like I had to help her a lot. So um, yeah, I just did music, taught myself how to play the instruments. Me and my mom wrote songs together. And then from there, I really was like, this is what I want to do. I want to become an artist, and no matter what, I'm going to do it.
Was there like a moment where you realized, like, what was the moment where you realized, oh, I want to be a musician, I want to be an artist, I want to go down that route?
Oh, My mom used to work as a waitress at this Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know if any. Well, you guys are from Australia, so you won't know. You know what that is?
I've
No,
heard of it.
The place where you get wings and like yeah. Um,
I think I heard of it from. Have you seen Talladega Nights?
no.
I
no.
think it's just from a movie, but that's the
Oh,
only way I know it.
Yeah, but so before everything, because I was like a 2000s baby, so a lot of things like when I was growing up was still like 90s ish. So there's a jukebox there, and I would ask the other waitresses, "Can I have some quarters, please?" So I could literally perform for all the customers in the place, and I would put on like Hannah Montana and the jukebox, and like I would just walk around and like perform, and then I would get kind of like tips from them, like they would give me quarters, and then I would, oh, I can do this, and then you know, it
oh,
was
that's
just
cool.
yeah,
So you're always like a natural performer.
yeah. I feel like
That's
when
cool.
you're a natural performer, you're just super not attention seeking, but you just thrive off of like as a kid, you like want to be noticed, if that makes sense.
Being homeschooled, what do you think you gained, and what's something you think you missed out on from that experience?
I was thinking about this lately, actually. I kind of wish that I had not the drama of high school, but the getting your license, like having like a high school sweetheart, like going to prom because I missed out on all of that. So, but I would never trade any of this for that. Like I'm glad that I got to buckle down, read about. Sorry, this is what happens when you live in LA. Like my mom would print me out articles and I would read about the music industry. I have so many books about songwriting, and that was sort of like that's what I did. Like I would never, I, I don't know if I don't want to say I missed out because this is just like my life. It wouldn't have panned out any other way than it did right now. So,
Facts.
Yeah, that's
What's the
cool.
main thing you feel you gained from that experience?
I want to say I don't know. What did I gain? You guys are my therapists. What did I gain?
Yes, we are.
I
Do you
feel like
think you gained structure and discipline? Because I feel like for me, if I was in homeschooling, I would have to have like structure.
structure and discipline. Yeah. But I don't want to expose myself, but I would just be on SoundCloud looking at like music instead of looking at my class. Like my class would be on mute and I'd be in the class, but I would have another window open and I would just be doing my things that I'm passionate about. So I don't know if I learned this, but yeah.
That's
Um,
cool. That's fun.
I think
So,
I
like,
gained a different perspective on life. You know,
Cool.
yeah. When did you like? We kind of looked at what you did over your journey, and we saw that you started YouTube. When was that? When like that journey start, and how did you put yourself out there and be able to put singing videos online? Because that takes a lot of guts.
mm, I've been on YouTube since YouTube like existed. I was always on the computer, making my mom let me be on the computer. So it was something that I always like had like a feeling in my heart to do. And I would beg my mom to let me have a YouTube channel. She never did until the day I made a PowerPoint explaining why I want to do this. That's the only way I ever got anything from my mom is if I made a whole PowerPoint. Like, I'm telling you an actual PowerPoint. I'm not even kidding you. And so I finally got to her, and then yeah, and a lot of my mom did inspire me to do it too, but she had to be like, you have to be actually passionate about this. This is not something that's just like wishy washy. So yeah, and
What
then
was on the PowerPoint?
oh, just like you don't understand. I could this will open so many doors. I can do all this stuff like da 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 da. This is yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Also,
Nice.
I did have a fan account, and that sort of did give me some confidence and what's it called? Uh, it gave me some people that were because okay, so I was a fan of these two people, and my account was it was like huge in the fandom. right? It had like over like 60,000 followers and stuff. And the people, the Dolan twins, they would notice me, and then they would. I hate this. So I so weird talking about it, but I have to talk about it because that's how I started. So I was a pink hat, which is funny because I ended up getting pink hair. I guess, you know, whatever. But yeah, it was a fan account. Nobody knew who I was at first. And then I planned this whole thing. Their first tour date, I'm going to show them my identity. I was super net back then. I'm like, I'm going to show them my identity. This is who I'm going to be. They're going to be so shocked. And then from there on, I just started posting covers. And then the fans would, somebody said full chest voice, G Pink stab bag. Don't
Is
be
that
shy.
what the name is?
That was the name, but it's now deactivated just because I don't want. Sometimes you have to let things rest, but also acknowledge your past, you know. Yeah. So
I love the way you phrase that. It's so funny.
Yeah, I sort of wrote them a song. When
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was when their dad was diagnosed with cancer, which, rest in peace. It's so hard for them to, you know, deal with that. So I wanted to be like a light to them. That's sort of that's sort of the theme of my life. Like always, I'm always writing a song for somebody, or like a reason. But yeah, so they both noticed that, and then that made other people notice me and the fact that I sing. So from there, it kind of drove people to my channel, which I'm so thankful for. That was never like the grand scheme. I was just having fun, but it worked in my favor. So they followed my YouTube. You know, I grew up a bit. I stopped the fan account, and then from there on, I started a series called I Wrote a Song for You, because I saw Tate McRae do I Wrote a Song. And there's this thing called the remix strategy, which is probably well known now, but before it really wasn't. It's where you take something that's going viral, you put your own spin on it. It was something that people didn't really talk about. But I bought this class of this person that did social media, and I watched the whole thing and took notes. I still have my journal somewhere about all the notes I took on how to gain traction, how to work around the different apps and stuff. So, yeah. Then I wrote my
Do you feel like running the fan account sort of gave you perspective for now you have supporters and stuff? I'm not sure if you call them fans or whatever, but
yes.
has it helped you with that, do you think?
It has, because, oh my God, Queenie, hi!
Hey,
She's
Queenie.
Here. Yeah, being a fan. Oh my God, Tay! Hey, girl! Oh my gosh, everybody's here. Okay. BoysWorld Daily! Hi! Okay, speaking of the fans,
I love the distraction.
Okay, so being a fan and sweating every time a video came out and trying to make edits, I understand the drive that these people have, because I had that. And I loved it. I had friends. Like, I still have a friend from when I was a fan. And so the fact that I and me and the girls can literally make that for other people, it's so crazy. It's so full circle for me. You have no idea. And having that perspective, I think, has helped me a lot more. You know? I feel like I understand that, because I was in that mindset as well. I still am for some people, but yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You're obviously like in LA now and like far away from home. Like, do you ever miss going home?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Of course. Everybody's growing up back there. I was homeschooled. I was with them 24/7, my little sisters, getting them on the bus, getting them off the bus, making them breakfast, helping them with their homework. So seeing them grow up without me, it kind of hurts. It's kind of really sad, but oh my God, Whistle's here. I'm sorry. I get so distracted. But that is the friend that I made with the fan account. She lives in France. She's my French friend. I always talk about her. She FaceTimed me next to the Eiffel Tower when she went to one of the shows. And I will never forget that. It was literally me and her. She was smiling like this, right? With the Eiffel Tower, and I was like this. It was so, I wish I had a screenshot, but I think I lost it.
What's her name?
Whistle.
Hey, Whistle. Wow, that's a beautiful name. Whistle?
Right?
I wish I could whistle. I actually can't whistle.
It's pronounced differently. Like, Americans say whistle, but it's like whistle, like in France.
Oh, whistle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah.
And so, I know we spoke a bit last week about it, but obviously it got a little hectic. When your first YouTube video blew up, what were you doing and what did that feel like?
I don't even remember what I was doing. I remember posting it late at night and not really thinking anything of it. Just, I feel like this might work. I feel like this might be my moment, but I'm just going to let it go. And I think that's what kind of allowed it to be viral. You know, I was just chilling. I was like, if this is going to work out, then it's going to work out. I was kind of just, you know, letting it go, being calm. And then it blew up. And it gradually blew up. It wasn't like one of those, like, it's explosive and then it stops. It's kind of grown the past 3 years to almost 5 million views, which is crazy to think about.
So cool. So
yeah.
cool.
That's sick.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
how many videos, like, I'm always interested, how many videos did you do before it blew up?
Oh my gosh. I used to do covers. And I used to write original songs too. Before that series. I think I did like maybe 15, 10, 12 videos before that one.
That's not too many. That's
Yeah.
pretty prolific.
Pull up my YouTube channel. I have my laptop. I want to see. I deleted.
I was almost thinking you might say like 100 videos or something, like,
No.
because I feel like sometimes those moments take like a while, and maybe you get like 50K and then you get like 100K.
Right.
But like that's pretty dope that you just hit that straight away.
Yeah. It's definitely maybe I would say 15 now. But yeah. And then after that video went viral, it sort of the other episodes that followed it got over 1 million views as well, which is
Crazy.
it's also
That's
3 years.
cool.
So sad.
Does it make you feel old?
Oh yeah, it does. Thanks. Yes, it does.
How old are you now, Olivia?
20.
20. Okay, cool. Have you got your driver's license?
Oh, sorry. How old are you, Will?
I'm 21.
Oh, okay.
So we're pretty similar.
I already know the answer to this, but he asked if you have your driver's license.
Oh, no.
What stage you can get it over there? Is it 21?
No, it's 16.
Oh, 16. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Olivia, come on.
Oh, no.
Who's driving you to places?
It was our house mom in the old house. It's McKaylee's mom.
Oh, that's
She's
sick.
yeah. So I don't really need it, but I will get it someday.
So
Nice.
I'm gonna trace back to the
Yes.
missing home. How do you obviously said you miss your siblings a lot and you miss home a lot. How do you deal with being homesick and like missing people a lot?
FaceTime. I FaceTime my mom every day now. Just checking in, seeing how everybody is, just saying I love you, I'm thinking about you, keeping that connection. Because when I first moved out here, I didn't do that. I went MIA. And then when I went back home during Christmas, it was so, for me, it was awkward. And it was like, these are my family. Why do I feel this way? This is so weird. But yeah, I think it's important to just stay connected with your family when you move away. Or else you'll get
And so
That's cool.
when you moved and you sort of lost that connection, what do you think was causing that? Was it like you felt too busy or like too stressed?
I was so busy every single day. We were on this schedule where we would wake up, work out 7 a.m., run around the block, do abs, do ballet, bar work with the mirrors, and then we would go to movement class, and then we would go to vocal lessons. And vocal lessons would end at like 2 a.m. on some nights. And so that was like not okay. But we did that for like 8 months. And then we went home and they're like, you guys, this is crazy. And then we kind of went back home with a new mindset and everything sort of was healthier. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
How do you deal with such a busy schedule? Like, how did you, obviously that was super busy what you just said. How did you deal with that?
I didn't deal with it. Honestly, I was in autopilot mode, if I'm being honest. And that kind of really set me back mentally, which I'm glad that I had quarantine to kind of decompress, because 3 months of doing nothing, being in quarantine and just being with my family sort of helped me get back to who I was like before I moved to LA, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
are you? Like, how did you figure out your identity and who you are?
You sort of know. You feel like, oh, this is like, I don't know. I'm like sort of lost. Like everything's so clouded. I don't know like what's happening. And then you sort of get this, something happens and you see things differently. And then you're like, oh, like that's who I am. I don't know if that makes sense if you guys have ever felt that, but
100%.
100%.
Perspective
yeah,
is
perspective.
key.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you've had to learn that, music is only a part of your life and life is, so much bigger than that?
That's a deep question. I don't know how to answer that.
It's okay. You don't have to. I just came across that recently. Like, I don't know. I just felt off your point, like perspective
Yeah.
is so important. I think it's taken me like 3 or 4 years of like really going hard at music and it being like my life to realize that like the relationships and the things we were talking about before is like so important. I guess
Yes.
I was wondering like just if you went home, maybe that's that switch you had, like you just realized that the relationships were like just as important as what you were doing.
Yeah. I think the switch for me is when I realized that rest is not you being lazy. Rest is needed. Rest
Yeah,
is rest.
Facts.
You don't have to be on this grind of like, I'm doing this. I'm waking up at 6:30 a.m. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna drink green smoothies. No, it's like a balance. You're not gonna want to do that for years unless you do, unless that's your happiness. But that is not like I need a donut once in a while. I need sleep in till 1 p.m. That's just who I am. But yeah, that
So
yeah,
interesting.
I went on a tangent.
yeah. I know.
No, it's
Will
cool.
and I keep on having this conversation. Actually, we always have it where like rest is equally as important as work. Like even more important because during those rest times, you're actually able to take a step back and reevaluate your work as well, and then grow as a person, which will grow your work.
Period. Yes,
If that
Harry.
makes sense. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have these chats all the time about that actually. Like with that, how do you stay happy and motivated? Obviously, you're very busy. How do you maintain that sense of motivation all the time?
Um, I I read a lot. I read and I love visuals, and I think keeping that around me and getting stimulated in that way, it motivates me. And also looking back at who I was, I love looking back at like um, I have this external hard drive that's called my diary, and I have videos of myself from 2017, 2018, just like recording covers, getting frustrated, screaming at like whatever, being angry and stuff, and that motivates me because I've come a long way, and I feel like it could also be bad mentally comparing yourself because I get in this I feel like it's a really toxic mentality of comparing myself like maybe 6 months ago to now. I'm
Yeah,
like I was doing so much better than I am right now, but you're constantly growing
Facts.
on. Like you're never gonna be that person again. So just like keep going forward. So it's so bad to live in the past, but sometimes you get stuck there, and it's okay.
100%. Don't you think it's crazy too how like the mind can um make the past seem so like golden and so perfect?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
And you see something you're like you see something that makes you realize that the past wasn't like that and you're like, oh wow, like my mind just got me into that state.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I had this
crazy.
the other day where like I was looking at, I don't remember what I was looking at exactly, but I was looking at something and it reminded me of like a certain period of time. Like I think it was like 2 years ago, and I was like, oh crap, like that was great. I wish I was there. But then actually like looking back, like I am so much happier now than I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I might have been doing certain things that I would love to be doing now, but like it's either I'm way happier now than I was there, if that makes sense. And like I
Yeah,
just need to look for the positives in everything that I'm doing now.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Facts,
I
facts.
feel like that's
Which
why
is
it's good to journal, so you really know. Like you can look at pictures and pictures can lie, but words and the feelings that you felt that day behind those pictures, that will tell you the truth. That will tell you like what really happened. Because I've come across that a lot, just because I journal all the time, and I'll always go back to like the day, the like that, like the whole like month that I'm like, oh my god, I was so much happier, and really I wasn't, but it just looked like it, you know.
That's cool that you
yeah.
go back. See, I journal, but I never go back for some reason.
Mm.
Do you have to force yourself to do that?
Yeah.
cool.
Woo,
Because maybe I just haven't got that habit yet. Like I just, for some
yeah.
reason, I never want to go back and look at it.
So sometimes, because I have this one front to back journal. Like I've never filled a journal except for this one, and I'm glad that was the one. But that one, it kind of hurts going through it, but you have to do it. You have to do it. It's just, yeah. I definitely recommend doing it.
So would
Yeah,
you say when you're super busy, is that, yeah, so say you're super busy, you got a high pressure day. When you're taking time for yourself, are you journaling? What are you doing?
Oh, okay. So usually I have a whole thing. Are you sure you want to know? Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
yes, please.
if you're comfortable.
It depends on like the day, but usually I'll run a nice bath. And when I run a bath, candles, incense, air on, humidifier. I have Epsom salts. I have bubble bath. I have like a plant next to me, eucalyptus. It's a whole. I have a, I have my journal. I'll have my laptop open. It's just this whole like. Either I'll put
Experience.
yeah, and then when I go to sleep, you know, you put lotion on. I'll put like a sleep hypnosis on. I don't know if you guys have ever done those, but those.
Yes.
You do them?
Yes.
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 You do.
I used to put on like have you seen on YouTube there's those frequency things and it's like for
Yes.
really good sleep or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about like a guy actually talking and saying,
Oh,
"Here,
cool.
playing it real fast. You're gonna laugh. I don't know if you can hear it, but his
I
name's
think you
Mike.
sent me one yesterday, didn't you,
I
Olivia?
did. I was like,
I
this
haven't
thing.
had a look at it yet.
It's like this one. You put it on, and it says it's like sleep hypnosis for clearing subconscious anxiety, and it.
Yes. As soon as they say subconscious, I'm like, where do I sign up?
Wait, listen to this real fast.
And when you can
Can you hear
safely
it?
relax and
Yeah.
bring your focus
Can you hear
to
it?
your own complete comfort.
Imagine just walking into my room and like this is what you're hearing. You would think I'm crazy, but it works.
See, I'd picture you with like a sleeping mask on. Do you have one of those of your
No.
eyes?
I can't sleep
Okay.
with. No.
Same, I can't.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
I
He sounds Australian. Loving the Aussies.
The what?
He sounds Australian, the hypnosis guy.
Oh, he is. Yeah. I've listened to
That's
these
funny.
like before my YouTube channel. My mom is the one who showed me this, and I never really understood like the meaning of it because I was also like still a teenager and just like, Mom, what? This is like I'll try it, but I'm not gonna open my mind to it. But yeah.
That's funny.
How
All
did
right,
you
so
like?
let's go. Oh, yeah, you go, Harry.
I'll go. How did you get into all this stuff? Because obviously, like 20 years old, there's not as many young people doing all these different things. How did you kind of discover it all?
My mom, literally, she's a hippie. I love her. She's the one who showed me all this stuff. Everything. I mean, partly me, because I'm still teaching her some stuff. Me and her have like a best friend, like mom and daughter bond. So I'm constantly teaching her stuff. She's teaching me stuff. This is definitely, my mom inspired all this stuff. And then I sort of like ran with it. Like now I like meditate, journal, yoga, all that stuff.
So
That's
important.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so going back a bit, you're making videos on YouTube, and I know we're going back and forth, but I just like the fact that we're having like a fluid conversation. All right, so
Yeah.
you're making videos on YouTube. How do you end up in BoysWorld? How does that happen?
So it's funny because I actually wasn't noticed on YouTube. I got it. Well, it's kind of hard to get noticed on YouTube, but I got an Instagram DM from the label, and they said, "Hey, we've worked with blah 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 blah. Da 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 da. Do you want to be in a girl group? Hop on a call with me." Hopped on a call that day, that hour, talked, da 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 da. Had to do some things, and then 2 weeks later, I was flown to LA, and then I never went back home with my mom, and I stayed here, and it happens that fast.
That's
My
crazy.
mom home when I was supposed to go home with her, and it just so happens that I got the group and we started working that I didn't go home with her. So yeah.
How did you get all your stuff from Ohio to LA then? Did you just stay with your suitcase?
I started over. I came here with one case. I still have this hoodie that I had the first like week that I stayed here. It's full of horses and I can't get rid of it. I can't get rid of it no matter how many clothes I have. it's just so funny to me. It's like a piece that reminds me of those times, you know? But
That's cool.
actually came back like a month after that with 2 suitcases of my not even clothes. She gave me my manifestation board and all of my pictures off my wall. Like she didn't give me clothes. It was so funny.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And like, what was it
Hey,
like?
then,
Go.
guys, I literally lived off gift cards. So we got our advance. So it was just so funny. I have them like pinned. I'm like, I lived off of these at 18 in LA.
What were they?
Really?
What type of gift cards?
It was, oh my God, I wish I forgot. It was a Visa
Like
card.
shopping?
Yeah, like I had a Starbucks card, a PS card, and I had a Visa card, and then I had one that was like random, and I lived off of that. And I would get it recharged, like one of those like Visa, you could put money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those, and it was. And then I kept asking, "Do you guys have Apple Pay?" everywhere I went, because my mom would send me like $20, and I'd be like, "Okay, what can I get with $20 now?" But yeah,
That makes me feel old. Was Apple Pay around back then? Because this would have been, when was this? Was this 4 years ago?
no, 2019. That was like
Okay,
two.
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't as
Yeah.
popular, I will say. So you're kind of right, because people would look at
See,
me like, "We don't have that right now."
yeah, see, what I found with speaking to a lot of my American friends, it's really big here back in 2019, but it wasn't in America then, Apple Pay. So it's been a thing here for the last, at least in Sydney, it's been a thing for the last like 4 years, I would
Uh,
say. But I've found that like a lot of Americans, they don't pay with things on their phone. Like I don't even use my card at all. I pay with everything on my phone.
oh, shoot.
My driver's license on my phone, everything's on my phone. Nothing's on,
Driver's
I don't,
phone.
yeah,
I have it on
yeah,
all
which
of
is interesting.
but I still carry the cards.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So did that all happen? That actually happened in 2 weeks. Like that wasn't an
It
exaggeration or anything.
happened in a weekend. The whole story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a weekend. Going there. Yeah, guys. Okay, listen. So it was like to see if me and the girls clicked, and I met them that day, and then that day we go to the studio. I sing a song in the studio, and then they're like, okay, like they text the manager. They're like, yes, we think she's so fun. Like we really click with her. And then I got the call from our person, and he's like, yes, Olivia, da, 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 you're in the group. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I didn't go home. My mom left that weekend. It was literally a span with 2 days. My mom was crying in the back room because she's like, what is happening? Like, I don't understand. I was like, Mom, this is my dream. I have to do this. And she's like, I know, and I love you so much. You're my best friend.
That sounds like a movie scene.
Yeah, it does.
I'm like, okay, let's film a movie. Let's go.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
That
what
is
was that like?
crazy.
I just can't imagine like going into a room with like 4 strangers at a time, knowing that like once that's like, yes, you've got to like work with them for like ever or like
Yeah,
live with them like straight away. What was that like?
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just like so happy to be there. I was so unbelievably grateful. I was taking every single second as it was given. I was vlogging. I was doing everything I had to do. I was trying to get myself in here so bad, and they were honestly such fun girls. Like I'm not even lying. They are
Yeah,
sisters. I would not have any friends without them. So yeah, I love them so much. I'm glad
that's
everything
good.
turned out the way it did.
Did you have any fears going into that?
Fears?
Yeah, like before you met any of them and stuff.
Um, I did have a fear because before I met the girls, I had a meeting with the head of our label. So that was nerve-wracking. I remember me and my mom went to Earth Cafe. That was our first time having any type of like LA food. We were both like, this is so gross. Like, why do people eat this? I went to the meeting. Yeah, I feel like just that meeting was the most scariest part for me. But brushed it off. It was so fun and easy. I loved talking about my whole story. He was like, wow, this is so captivating. So, yeah.
That's so cool. And
Yeah.
so when were the other girls casted for the group?
Oh, like a year before. It was a whole process. Queenie was the first one, and then it was McKaylee, and then Lily and Ilana, and then me. I was like the last minute girl. So funny. So weird.
Oh, but it all worked
Crazy.
out in the end.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
All worked out.
How do
Oh,
you?
God. I forgot to tell you guys. Literally the weekend, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting the group. And then they asked me, can you dance? And I was like, no, I've never danced in my life. And I had to learn this whole choreo with the girls. And they all taught me how to dance. So without them, I don't know if I'd be here because I couldn't dance. And they taught me how to dance. So, yeah. That
That's
was
so
like
cool.
the final straw. Maybe that was my biggest fear, is not being able to dance. But now I can dance. So that's good.
Onto that topic actually of like change and stuff. How do you deal with that constant change in your workload?
I like it. It keeps me on my toes. I don't
Pardon
like
the pun.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like I would
That's
hate
cool.
the mundane normalcy. That might be for somebody. I need to be constantly like, what's happening? You know?
Yeah. What about like those ups and downs of like being super busy and then not being busy at all? You know, like those times. Like, how do you deal with that massive change?
Sometimes I feel worthless. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm working for nothing. But then I remind myself, oh, rest is important. You don't need to constantly be on the grind. You don't need to constantly be doing that. So
Yeah.
that's how.
Would you say you're a really driven person, or would you say you're just like in between?
It depends. No, I think I'm very driven. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're really like driven and just go for it.
Yeah. I constantly make
Yeah.
things better about myself, so I think that's definitely yeah, I'm driven. I'm like, okay, you fixed this about yourself. Now it's time to move on to this. And then this. And then this. And this is the steps that you need.
What's your star sign?
My star sign?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Aquarius. I meant my sun sign, you mean?
Yeah, her sun sign. Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
different like.
Nice.
What
Because
are
that
you?
reminds me of me. I don't necessarily make lists though, but I definitely like am going through. I'm like, okay, what do I need to like improve on? What do I need to like work on in my life or
Yeah.
cultivate? So it's interesting.
Yeah,
That's really
see,
cool.
I have actual physical lists, but at least they're on my phone. So like the first thing I open up on my front like page basically is like a list of all the things I need to get done. Then I have a list of like all my goals, and the way I like break down my goals is into like different sections, and I find this works for me really well, where like I break it down into like relationships, like friendships, all that stuff, like exercise or like personal growth, like spirituality and work, like what I'm doing. So I break it down to little segments and like basically give myself a goal for that 1 year of like what do I want to achieve in each of these segments at the year. And like whenever I'm feeling down or like I feel like I'm not doing anything, I just look back at those and I go, okay, so how close am I at reaching these goals that I set for myself in January? Like literally January 1st. I did it on New Year's Day.
Nice. Okay, you're really
Um,
rich here. Look at that.
yeah, and it makes you kind of get perspective on like, oh, I'm actually doing a lot better than I thought I would be doing at this time,
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
which is cool.
Yeah.
I've got a
Okay, so
question for
oh yeah,
Oh,
go.
I have a question for both of you actually, because you're both obviously creatives and in the music industry, and I'm obviously not, so I don't understand it exactly. But how do you guys maintain like creativity and motivation to make music all the time as someone
Oh,
who's not in the industry?
out right now. I literally can't write a song at all, and I don't know why. So
What about you,
I
Will?
think um I think that I just wait until I I really feel inspired and like I get something. Like I don't know, for me it's like a super like I'll just have an idea pop into my head and I'll get like the full chorus. So for me I sort of just wait for those moments, and I guess like I do lots of meditation, and I definitely realize now that I do a lot of things to stay inspired. Like I love listening to interviews with artists and stuff. that are like have made it and stuff. And so I sort of use that where I'm like, damn, that's really cool. I want to, I want to be in that position to do that. And so like that inspires me for sure. But I think that, yeah, I just sort of wait, and I have, in my voice memos, I just stack up ideas. And so when I'm in the studio, I just like draw from that. And I don't know, it's ever changing, I didn't used to do that. But yeah, for me, that's how I stay inspired. And that's the part I really love. Like, I love making songs. Like, it's always been my favorite thing to do, like just be in my room and just make a song, write a song. So yeah, I guess that's the part that really I get lots of, like, I guess, fuels my fire. So that helps too.
That's good.
What about you, Harrison? What inspires you?
Yeah. How about you?
Well, I'm not really an artist per se, but like with life and with like the things I do, I think it's through my experiences as well, and like what I've seen and how I want to help other people, if that makes sense. Like what I think other people would like to see as well versus, and what I want to put out there. And like, whether that's me painting or whatever, like in my room, no one's usually going to see that. I'm just doing that for myself because it's a good escape and allows me to just like chill out. I just put my music on and it's just like kind of a little like creative therapy session for myself.
That's beautiful.
That's cool. And also for everyone listening, Harrison's super humble. Like, he makes amazing clothes too. Like, he's such a good designer. So like, I do think you're an artist.
Yeah. You're calling yourself, you're not an artist and you're painting and designing clothes? Shut your mouth.
I just do it for fun. I don't know. I just, like, it's not, you know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be a full identity, but you could still call yourself an artist. Like,
yeah, I guess.
Identities are dangerous too. Just create your art. But
yeah, I just don't really put anything on it.
Yeah, that's true. Something Harry said made me think of something, and I was wondering if this was the same for you, Liv. For me, sometimes it's hard because my hobby is also like my job. And it's like such a fine line because, say, for Harry, he's painting and stuff, and like he's doing that for himself. And for music, I guess I'm doing that. It's also a fine line though, because I'm also meeting these deadlines with things. And so it's like, do you have a struggle to balance the hobby part of it and the passion part of it with like the job?
Sometimes I get very discouraged because sometimes like the passion isn't there, but I have to turn something in. And that's when it's because it becomes like a job or like a hassle when I've loved it my whole life. And that kind of makes me so sad sometimes when I have that feeling, but it usually goes away. And then I'm back to, myself, and I have the love for it.
Yeah.
But
so what's it like living in a house with all the BoysWorld members? Can you paint the picture for us? Cross his arms.
Let's just say you are about to make a nice collage. All four girls come barging in your room and start whispering and say, da 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 da, and you're like, what? You're just like, what? Why do I need to go now? And then you like need to stop what you're doing and like go figure something out. But it's crazy. It's constantly changing. When we used to live out, oh my god, the alarm would go off every 5 seconds because somebody was burning something in the kitchen. Somebody was either screaming because they found an eyelash on the ground and they thought it was a spider, like fake eyelashes. They would be screaming because there was a bear in our yard, which happened a lot where we used to live.
A bear?
A bear, yes. And the siren that the police have for like animals is so scary. I hate it. I never want to hear it again. But yeah, there was a bear walking across the sidewalk as we were driving. And then we followed it, and it was walking on the sidewalk like a human. It's crazy. And there's coyotes there. I'm so glad we're not there anymore.
It sounds like you're in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's where I want to live.
Yeah, it was fun, though. I kind of miss it. Sad.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And, like,
that's funny.
Being with the girls, do you ever, like, how do you find time for yourself and to, like, separate sometimes being with the girls and just like spending time to like chill with yourself?
I don't know. Wait, repeat that again?
Like, how do you separate your personal self from your boys'
Oh,
world self to have like time for yourself?
I just shut my door, lock it. If they can't get in, then sorry, you can't get in here right now. Ilana gets so mad because she'll be knocking and I'll be like, hello? And she'll be like, oh my God, okay then. Da, 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 da. I'm like, like, they'll just know when I just want to be alone. And then it's kind of like, we don't even talk about it. It's just known.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I'm
I
like,
think back to like when I was in a group and it was like much smaller than yours. But one thing that was hard for me was like separating my identity and like not being too attached to like the identity of the group and what's happening with that. Do you find that tough? Like, what do you do to sort of, I guess, keep that, make room for yourself in that picture? Because, you know, your life at the moment is a lot of boys' world.
mm-hmm. I don't know. I never really had this feeling. I don't know. I sort
Cool.
of feel like I see myself in this group because it's just basically everything that I believe in. You know what I mean? It's sort of like
Yeah,
a reflection of who I am in a way because I've always wanted this type of group for myself, like when I was like little or like my sister. And I don't know. I never really have that feeling of needing to separate or like figure out my identity from the group or like subtract and like da 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 da. I just
that's
kind of,
sick.
yeah, I don't know. It's super, I don't know. I don't know how to,
That's awesome. And you don't have to have an answer too, because like that's the beautiful thing. And you know, it's awesome for us to speak to different people like yourself. Is like everyone has different journeys, and you may never go through that needing to do that. So
right.
that's cool.
Yeah. Hopefully I never
Yeah.
have to. Right now it's freaking nice that I don't have
Well, it sounds like you've grown a lot, like as well. And that was probably the element I was missing. Like it took me a minute to like snap into reality and like take care of myself. And it
yeah.
sounds like you're doing it. So
Yeah.
love that.
That's
Yeah.
cool. How do you like navigate having like people around you? Obviously, LA, there's a lot of people who are like flaky and of a lot of people who don't always have the best interests at heart. Like, how do you navigate your circle outside of the girls as well?
I people are flaky. I try to dabble in that. I'm still trying to, do that, but I feel like I found like with people, I don't really have the want to sort of make a whole new group of friends that because I feel like I really have found the people that I like having around me. Of course, I want to go out and like meet people, but I don't. It's just like I don't know. They're just such good people here, and like a lot of people that I've encountered are flaky and they don't really like respond, or they'll respond for a second and then they'll just ghost you, and I hate that, especially when they're like the first person to reach out. Like, don't reach
Yeah.
out to me if you don't want to actually hang out. You know, like don't do that. Like I would not do that to somebody. And even I flaked on you guys, but the things literally I forgot. I got sick. It's just like actual things got in the way, and I'm making up for it. But these people,
Yeah.
that's when you know, like, okay, they're not even trying to like make this better. They're just literally leaving me in the dust. So yeah.
It's so crazy that that happens. It's like, I just don't get, well, I do understand why people are flaky, but it's like, it's just a waste of their time too, to even
What
like,
are you doing?
and it's exhausting to put that mask on. And I know, because I tried that, you know, being younger, you try on different things.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
silly.
I'm
Has
just
a
Yeah.
like,
fan ever spotted you in the street?
has anybody spotted me?
Yeah, has a fan
Like
ever
a
like come up
fan.
to you
Oh yeah.
when you girls in the street?
Yes, so we were just at the trading post, literally when the call was, and I was like supposed to be on the call, but right after we got off the call, somebody's dad had asked us to take a picture with their daughter, and then we took a picture with them, and like before that we got stopped like 3 other times from people meeting us. So that was crazy. And then when I went
What was
home like a couple months ago, the person in Starbucks was like, oh my God, I know who you are. And I was with my family, and I was like, what is going on? Like, that's the first time I was with my family, and I was recognized. It was weird. But yeah.
When was the
So
first
crazy.
ever
That's so
time?
cool.
When was like the first ever time you guys got recognized, and what was that like?
Group, it was Target before pandemic happened. I took a picture with somebody. I forgot their name, if I'm being honest. And it was at Target, and that's all I remember. But it was so crazy. That was like the first time we were noticed in the group, so it was cool.
Does that make you nervous the first time you get noticed because you feel an expectation to like be something, or are you chill?
No,
How are you feeling?
I feel like I'm myself everywhere that I am, like online
That's awesome.
or like anywhere. So I don't really have to worry about ever feeling like I'm not gonna. I don't know. Like I don't know how to describe it.
Do you feel
I can
that
tell
as
you
well?
from me.
Because oh yeah, go ahead.
I can tell you from my perspective.
Yeah,
Um,
let's hear a story.
so the first time I got noticed, it was super weird because I don't think I'm anything special, right? So like I go on with life as like a normal person, headphones on, chilling, like not really thinking anyone's looking at me. But I just got off a 12-hour flight. I was heading to London and I had stopped in Abu Dhabi and I just got off my flight and had my headphones on, super jet lagged, was super tired. And this really sweet girl came up to me and was like, but we started chatting and stuff and she like obviously like recognized me or whatever. And my brain, because I was so tired, I just didn't know what was going on. It was kind of like a little blur. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
thumbs up. Then just like walked off for a second. But then I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, bad. And then went over. And then, yeah, like chatted to her. It was all good at the end. But like, I feel like because it was such a like weird experience for me because I didn't think anything of it. It was like, oh my God, this is so weird. Like, why is
Yeah.
she coming up to me? Like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was it was just interesting. But like, ever since then, I kind of like have navigated the way to like go about it and the way to like, I'm just normal. It's not
Yeah.
anything. You know what I
That's
mean?
We love a humble king. Yes.
Just
Love
unaware.
that story.
Yeah.
All
Wait.
right, so can we quickly
Oh,
say?
what
You
about
go.
you? You got noticed?
So I've had like interesting situations, like just I don't know, just different, not as straightforward as like getting noticed in the traditional sense. And I'll explain it to you. It'll make sense. Okay, so I'm doing volleyball coaching, right? And I love it because it's like a break from the studio and stuff. And anyway, so one of my friends was reffing, and there were two refs. And she goes to the other one, oh, have you heard my friend's music? And she's like, oh, I stream him all the time and stuff. But I think because I had bleached my hair and stuff, like she didn't recognize me. But like moments like that, so I still met her, and that was my first time for this project,
Okay.
meeting someone that listened to my music. But when I was in the group, yeah, we played like a festival, and then yeah, and that was really cool. Again, it sort of felt similar to Harry. I was just like, feel normal, and I'm just like, oh hey, how's it going, man? Like, I don't know, it's the cool thing, you know. But I think some of the coolest things is like my teacher was in, sorry, not my teacher, a relative of mine was teaching in this small town and like in Perth, which is like a different state in Australia. And like the students were like, oh, are you related to Will Hyde? And things like that, I just think are really cool. So
Yes.
it's beautiful when someone like, I guess, recognizes you, and I think it makes it a bit more 3D because it's hard to really grasp like streams and like people actually playing the songs. So
Yeah.
things like that are cool. I got a question. It's going to lighten up the mood a bit.
Lighten it up.
How did you meet Harry?
Oh, turn it
Jaw
down.
drops.
Turn it down. Turn it down. To be honest, we met. I was going on my private jet, and I was going to a shop in Perth, and I happened to see a picture of him, and I was like, oh my gosh, and he was posing right next to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like this
He's
guy.
so hot. She was like, oh my God, he's so hot.
And I took the photo of him, and so that's how we all met. And we said straight away, We have to get on the IG Live. It just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
No.
Talk about
Wait,
mental health.
Is that what
straight away.
happened, Liv?
On a freaking date. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth, everybody.
All right, so Boys World, what's in store for 2021? And like, if it's a great year, what is that?
So,
And it sounds amazing. So everyone in the chat, go stream that.
yeah, while you were out. Woo! Out now. Yeah. Woo, everybody's dead. Crickets. Okay.
All right, so what else? What else is planned?
I can't say much. I can't say nothing.
Are you coming out with more music, or are you guys just done for music now?
No.
Like, there's no more music.
We're never releasing a song ever again. Not
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, hey, it was good while it lasted. You had a really good run.
Music in the future. Buckle their seatbelts. We're chilling right now, but just get ready. Keep streaming. Girlfriends, that's our most streamed song right now.
So do you all have matching tattoos?
3 of us. Yes. Me,
Okay, who has the tattoos?
me, Lillian, and Ilana have this one together.
That's cool. What is it?
Oh, girlfriends. It looks like a blob far away. It's like, ew,
GF.
GF. It was kind of
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I wish it was more like fine line, but it's fine. It's stuck on my skin.
Did it hurt because you got it here?
No, my pain tolerance is way too high. I didn't even like really feel it, so it's
That's so interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Harrison, do you want to do rapid fire questions?
So,
have you got
Will-
yours up?
Yeah, so Will came up with this little idea. He wanted to do like a little, to finish off, to have a quick finisher. He wanted to do like a quick fire question thing.
Oh my god, he was here. I was just talking about you. Sorry, I cut you off. I get so distracted. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Did you hear what I said, or do you want me to repeat myself?
So savage.
I didn't hear what you said.
You
That's
did it?
funny.
No, I did. Fire. He came up with.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just gonna it's like you got to say it straight away. We don't even want some pauses or anything. So who's the best cook in Boys World? Like, come on, answer. Go. Come on.
Everybody, Lillian.
Well, you can do the next one.
Cool. Who is the loudest person in Boys World?
Ilana.
Who's the most likely to get lost in Boys World?
Like lost in public.
Yeah, like lost. Yeah, like gone away. Okay.
Who was that?
Mikhaili.
Oh, Mikhaili. Sorry, it glitched. Who is most likely to be late in Boys World?
Too slow. Too slow.
Lillian.
Who is the funniest in Boys World?
Me.
And I laughed. Who is the most creative?
Everybody.
Yeah, I like that answer.
That's
That's
it.
good.
Yeah,
All
safe
right,
answer.
to end this, let's everyone drop in the chat if you want a shout out. And we're just going to get Liv to give a bunch of shout outs.
What?
So drop,
What?
you have to drop in the
Joey?
chat. And
What?
she's going to shout you out.
Yeah,
Are they British? No, they're Australian.
I can't stop laughing.
Hey, Sarah. Sarah has been hanging with us for a minute. Okay, so everyone drop in the chat. Like, I want you to spam the
We've
chat.
actually got a lot of
Wait, you-
questions as well.
Ilana, here. Can you please tell Zach I meant to tell Queenie I don't have any notes. I can't reply yet. Can you tell them I don't have any notes on the video? Thank you. Please.
Okay. Let's give some amazing shout outs because Liv's the best at this.
Wait, am I supposed to be saying their names?
Yeah, you're
Hi,
shouting him out.
Yeah.
Go.
Kyra, Boys Were Daily, Jess, Ilana. Ilana, I already know. Oh no, not my undone eyebrows that you can see. I'm gonna step back. Sarah, Ariana. I really hope I said your name right. At TBH Love. At Hot Cheeto Dust. Hi.
I love that username, by the way. That's one of my favorites so far.
Hi,
Hot
DJ.
Cheeto Dust.
Hi. Lenise. I'm really bad at pronunciation.
I low-key me wanting a shout out from Liv. Hey, have you seen my comment, Liv?
Yeah, I did one.
Bill.
Hey, Ariana. Hey, Iriana.
Natasha. Ilana Wings.
Hot
Ray.
Cheeto Dust.
Not the else. Oh,
It's so good.
I'm being called out. Oh my god, your birthday's this Sunday. Happy birthday, Priscilla!
Happy birthday, Zelma.
Okay, these are hard.
Okay, this is too much work for Liv.
Too much
Okay.
work. Never too much work. Genie.
You gotta
Do we-
rap.
Hey, Harry, do you want to take some questions real quick? Like, do we want to?
Yeah, let me have a look at what I have.
Because they've been staying really patient
Yeah,
with
does
us.
anyone-
So, Liv, are you cool to answer some questions from them?
That's cool. If I'm
Okay,
uncomfortable,
cool. Okay, how did you come up with the BoysWorld name?
oh, it was a whole process. We were included in it. We always wanted boys' name, and then BoysWorld happened to be Best of Yourself. And then, yeah. This
Love
is not
that.
Cool.
fire anymore, is it?
Okay. Tips?
Nah.
Oh, okay, this couldn't be shared, but I'll read it to you anyway.
Okay.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, tips for learning/doing school at home.
Tips. Do notes. Get color coordinated binders and notebooks, and put the subject to the color.
Cool.
Okay.
Are we gonna add having an extra tab open, or is that we're not?
How do you do
Not gonna
that?
put that in the tips,
Oh,
in the study tips.
in the YouTube? Extra tab YouTube?
Yeah, yeah. Do you recommend they have an extra tab of YouTube open, Liv?
Yeah.
And now she's distracted.
How is Cali different from Ohio?
There's more dust in the air. It's very dirty. Ohio's very clean. You can see the stars. You cannot see anything here, and smog covers the whole city.
Oh, does it actually?
Yeah.
What's
crazy.
the inspiration behind Past Life?
Oh my god. Okay, I actually had books. I don't know if you guys were going to ask me, but I had things prepared to the side. So I'm glad.
Okay,
This is
we're ready to go.
This book, it is a story of soulmates reunited. It is probably the best book that I've ever read. The Alchemist was the best, but this one is a close. It's going to be first. It's called Only Love Is Real, and it's about past lives. And you're like, why do we click? That's why. This is not the first
Yes.
had
Facts.
to get. So
Have you ever done past life regression on that note?
I have
What's
to know.
that?
Oh my god, you don't know what past life regression is? Okay,
No.
you want to explain it, Will? I feel like you'll do better.
Okay, I'll try it. Basically, it's like the whole concept is we've all had different lives in different worlds that may look a bit like this, but will look completely different. And basically, we're all on this earth and have come here after having many lives before, doing different things. So the whole theory behind it is like if you can connect with what you were doing before, maybe you can figure out the purpose for why you're here.
Yes.
Ah,
How
so
did I go,
you
Liv?
how do you connect though? Like, what's the process of like connecting to your past life? That's what I'm interested.
Isn't it like a deep hypnotic state? You have to go to like somebody, and you sort of
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you done it before, Liv?
No, I tried to do a YouTube video. It didn't work.
Oh, cool.
I did see
Oh,
some.
really?
I don't know if my mind was making it up, and it was just like me trying to like figure it out. But yeah, I did experience something with that.
That's cool. Yeah, it's awesome. I did mine with a shaman, and so they're like a spiritual
That's cool.
journeyer, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's probably the person you're gonna do it with. Like you can do it with like a
Yeah.
psychologist, I want to say. Someone licensed in that.
With the therapist, like that was licensed to like do that in this book.
Oh, that's sick.
That's cool. We'll do a few more questions. There's a good one here. What's your favorite part of the songwriting process?
Ooh, what's my favorite
Of
part?
like creating a song. Yeah.
It's either the very beginning or the very like sort of end where you like kind of reflect on everything you worked on, or it's the beginning state where you have this really good idea and you're above passionate. You're just like, this is like the best idea I've ever came up with. Like, I'm so excited to do this. That's like either that or that. Yeah.
When you listen to the final song, are you quite critical and you're like, oh, I want to fix this? Or are you able to just let it be like, oh, I created this from nothing?
Extremely. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is my baby, it's perfect. But other
Yeah.
times, no, it's not there yet.
100%.
That's
I've been
good.
feeling that lately. Do you find it goes in waves?
Mhm. Either that or that. Yeah.
When you listen to the final song, are you quite critical and you're like, oh, I want to fix this? Or are you able to just let it be like, oh, I created this from nothing?
Extremely. Mm-mm. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is my baby, it's perfect. But other
Yeah.
times, no, it's not there yet.
100%. I've
That's
been
good.
feeling that lately. Do you find it goes in waves?
Mhm. For sure. Waves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wish we had the answer for that because sometimes it's annoying to be that critical. It's like
Yeah.
perfectionism.
Yeah.
Next one.
All right.
What do you guys recommend for a toxic friendship?
To leave. No, you can't just leave that easily.
To ditch them.
Clip that.
I mean,
I can. You
go
go,
ahead.
Liv.
No, you.
Okay. So I would say you need more context for it, but it depends on what you're looking for within the friendship, like, and what you're looking for within yourself. I think firstly, you should always be looking after yourself first to have a sustainable relationship with someone, friendship, romantic, whatever it is. But I always think that you need to first be able to focus on yourself and what you need to do and allow yourself to be truly happy, and then go into that relationship being truly happy. Because if you're going into that relationship and taking your problems with you, that's when there'll be a lot of problems that lie. And you just need to have a conversation with that person. If it is in a place where you're constantly arguing, you're constantly clashing with each other, and say, like, why is this? What's going on? Like, what separate issues are we bringing together? Because, like, why isn't this working? You know what I mean? And identify those issues and figure out a plan with them to try and fix everything. That's if you want to make things work. If you think it's too much effort, you don't have to be in a friendship. That's your choice. Like, you don't have to be forced to be friends with someone. You can leave, but I think it is up to you.
That's what sucks about it being toxic, though, because like it just turned toxic. It wasn't toxic at first, or you would have been turned off from the beginning. It just like that's just how it ended, and it's hard to leave that because you're always holding on to like the good parts, but you have to let go. You'd have to leave if you already know. Like, what do you recommend for a toxic friendship? You know you're in a toxic place. You need to get out of it. No.
Facts.
What about you, Will?
Yeah, I think that you always reserve the right for your happiness. So,
Period.
like Liv said, if you're questioning it, then most likely that's your gut, telling you. I think that sometimes, there's a right way to go about it. And I think if I've learned anything, it's like having a conversation is probably the best way to do it. So you can like let them know, and like it may not be what they want to hear right now, but you could actually be doing them a service by telling them, we don't feel we're right. And maybe I think generally you end up helping them as well. So yeah, that's what I would say. I think just like, feel free to put your happiness first. You don't have to be stuck in a relationship just because you're scared of being a bad person. And that's talking from personal experience. So
Okay. So I decided that the last question is going to be one on a lighter note. Can you do a Harry Styles impersonation, impression, Liv?
Yeah. Here it is.
Was that it?
he's got like a British accent, hasn't he? He goes, I don't. Oh, actually, I think. All right, here we go. I don't think that when I was. I didn't warm up to it. When I was making Watermelon Sugar, I think that I was in the studio for a bit too long.
You have to use filter. You don't have.
I don't have the filter.
I have to have the
Well, I was
filter. How do you get the
watermelon
filter?
and sugar.
Huh?
So yeah,
How do you do the filters?
being in One Direction was one of the best things. My voice is too deep. I need to go up.
Talking
Being
to
in...
Australians, I forgot what British sounds like. Hello, love.
Lately, I've been really loving watermelon sugar hot. Watermelon sugar.
so strong.
Oh my God, Harry!
It's so strong. I love it. It's hard to get that. He's almost got like a European accent though. It's like, well, that would make sense because they're in Europe.
It's
But
slow.
it's almost like Swedish or something accent, a little bit to it.
No.
Lovely
Anyways.
people, thank you for being with us. And Liv, this is one of my favorite lives we've done. So thank you for making it dope and
Yay! I
being
was so
super honest. I think everyone can agree that we peaked when we started doing Harry Styles impressions. I think that was the peak.
that was
Of course, we all love Harry Styles, so sorry if we butchered that. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
yes,
Make
thank
sure
thank you.
you stream Boys World's new EP and follow all of us because maybe we'll do a part 2 of this.
Part 3.
So yeah, a part 3. Part 3. All right,
Okay.
sounds good.
Yeah,
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks,
Bye.
Liv.